First nigga outside before sunrise. Old school ways, but I'm still a young guy. A real trooper, I be grinding on the front line. Hungry for the money, I'ma eat like it's lunchtime. Really out here, nigga, let's go band for band. Made a lot of transactions, I'm talking hand to hand.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Young Woo back with another On The Block reaction here on The Block News. Y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Not later, but right now. Listen, we back on another one of my favorite hood channels. You feel me? Hood politics, you know, anything with the hood when it comes to content. If it's good, I like it. You feel me? The video I'm finna react to right now is called When a Party Turns Deadly, the story of Gurl Mad from Defendant Bloods. And listen, on this one I'm gonna be real respectful because I pretty much, you know, got first-hand knowledge of the situation, and I know everybody in the situation, you feel me, from the streets. I just know everybody that got something to do with the situation, so I'm gonna definitely keep it respectful, but I'm gonna stay true to my content, and you know, I'm gonna comment where I'm gonna drop my commentary where it needs to be dropped at, you feel me, but this video is made out of respect, you feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna disrespect nobody, because, you know, like I said, y'all gonna see, I'm gonna speak more on it as the video go by, but man, we finna get this shit going, man. Let's get it.
Welcome to Hood Politics. In this episode, I will be discussing the story of Dominique Moore, also known as Gurl Mad, from the Defendant Bloods. The facts of the case are as follows. On the night of Friday, September 24th, 2021, there was a birthday party taking place in the Hacienda Village Projects in Watts. Among the attendees was a woman named Dominique Moore and her friends, Christian and Precious. The three had gone to the party together, and by all accounts, the night was going well. People were talking, dancing to the music, and having drinks. By midnight, Precious had had too much to drink and started arguing with others at the party. Dominique wanted to leave because she was irritated with Precious and embarrassed by her behavior. She and Christian tried to calm Precious down, but she continued yelling and cursing at people. Dominique told her to go to the car multiple times, but she refused. A few minutes later, a man from the party...
I'm gonna pause it right here, man. Listen, kids, stay away from the hood gatherings, stay away from the hood functions, and stay away from that alcohol and them drugs, man, because that be the root of every problem. You feel me? Everybody knows somebody that get too drunk from their hood or their family and do too much. You feel what I'm saying? Like, everybody can't control their liquor. If you take the liquor out the situation, you would take a lot of violence out the situation. You would take a lot of bad results out the situation. You know, a little bit to drink is cool, but once you have too much, and especially being in somebody's hood, you feel me, you don't never want to get too faded, too drunk in somebody else's hood, you feel me, especially if you don't know how to control your liquor, because at the end of the day, yeah, you might be cool with this hood, but this they shit. You feel what I'm saying? This they shit. Like, vice versa. If a motherfucker in the projects or something and they doing too much, at the end of the day, they gotta recognize where they at. Vice versa. If I'm in somebody's hood, I recognize where I'm at. I'm not gonna get too comfortably drunk anyway. You feel what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep this shit going.
Party approached Precious and told her that she was being disrespectful and had to leave. And she replied, "For what? It's good. Ain't nothing going on." The man told her to leave again and started pushing her. Dominique and Christian pulled Precious away, and the three started walking to the car. The man followed them. Moments later, a woman nicknamed Hollywood approached the man and asked him what was going on. He hit her in the face and continued following the group to their car. When Dominique, Precious, and Christian made it to their car, Precious noticed the man holding a gun by his side. He approached her and Christian, who were on the passenger side of the car, and told them to hurry up and leave. Dominique was standing on the driver's side and told him to calm down, and they were leaving. The man then walked around the car, approached Dominique, and pointed the gun at her head. Another man who was standing nearby grabbed him and told him to relax, but was pushed away. Christian ran to the other side of the car and got...
See, now, this right here, I don't know exactly the intricate details of what took place, but, you know, I do got first-hand knowledge of the situation, you feel me, which I'm not going to put everything I know out there, right? But when you in somebody else's hood, right, and they feel like you're doing too much and they ask you to leave, my advice is to get your ass up out of there, because they not playing. No, ain't nobody going to allow you to disrespect them in their hood, you feel me, period. If y'all recall that last situation where P Nice, he went to like the I don't know, the Hoover. They had like a game or something, and he had just did like some content with, Sporty Face. He was just in the 40s, and you feel me? And I guess a few of their homies was shipping, maybe one or two, and they was like, that nigga gotta go. Even though P Nice and the Hoovers, the Insanes and the Hoovers, they allies, P Nice laughed. He removed himself. Everybody ain't tripping on you, but all it take is one. You feel me? And he understand that you in somebody else's hood. No matter how ally we is, they ain't feeling what you did right now. So if I'm in somebody's hood and they tell me I gotta go, you know where you at? Listen, you ain't gotta ask me twice. I'm finna get up out of here, nigga. It's just normal program. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it don't take away from your gangster, because at the end of the day, it's like being in someone's home, right? If you come in somebody's home and they don't want you there, what you gonna do? You gonna go against what they said, even though this they shit? Nah, you gonna leave. It's out of respect. So it ain't out of fear, it's out of respect. But at the same time, you gotta be aware that if you disrespect or you don't comply with this motherfucker at they home, they territory, they hood, anything can go down. It's the streets. Motherfuckers got guns, motherfuckers like to fight, motherfuckers got homegirls, motherfuckers got homies. You ain't the only one that's drunk. Motherfuckers off pills. You feel me? You never know what it could go down. What can go down? You feel what I'm saying? So it's all about the people you around. Everybody gotta have an understanding. Like when I was going to hood functions when I was younger, it's understood. Like, we come together, we lead together. You feel me? But we gotta show respect. We can't disrespect nobody in they shit, fool. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, from the sounds of it, the dude holding the gun, whatever, he telling him to leave, he on that. He like, get up out of here, like, go. Like, and I don't know the energy he was giving them, or if he really had a gun on him at that time, but the nigga said go. So if it was me in the shoes, the nigga told me to leave out his hood, I'm leaving. There ain't no question about it. If motherfucker say I can't come to their hood, shit, fuck it. Like, nigga, I'm not trying to prove to you that I can disrespect you. Just because I can disrespect you don't make me gangster. You feel what I'm saying? It could be kind of stupid, detrimental if I disrespect a nigga in they hood. You feel me? Niggas don't take that lightly. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to keep this shit going.
Between the man and Dominique. He then motioned to a group of men that were standing across the street. The men ran to the car, and one of them got between the gunman and Dominique and separated them at arm's length. He tried to calm the situation, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. Moments later, the gunman pushed the man out the way, aimed the gun at Dominique, and opened fire, hitting her in the neck. Dominique started running, and the man shot her 2 more times. She stumbled a few feet and collapsed on the ground. The shooter then fled the scene. 911 was called, and police and paramedics arrived at the scene a few minutes later. They attempted to help her, but sadly, there was nothing they could do, and Dominique Moore was pronounced dead. She was 27 years old and the mother of a young boy. Detectives arrived at the scene and began their investigation. They found that Dominique had been shot in her elbow, thigh, and neck. The gunshot to her neck was fatal, and based on the stippling around the wound, the bullet was fired from point-blank range. They then obtained surveillance footage from cameras inside the projects. The video showed an armed man following Dominique and the others to their car. Another video showed the man aimed the gun at Dominique's head. Investigators were familiar with Dominique and knew that she was a well-known member of the Denver Lane Bloods and went by the nickname Gurl Mad, or GM for short. She was the sister of a well-known Denver Lane member nicknamed Baby Emac, and around the time of her death, she was in a relationship with another Denver Lane member nicknamed Baby B-Brazy. A few years prior, he was charged with multiple murders, attempted murders, and robberies. Dominique took the witness stand during his trial and testified on his behalf, but her testimony did little to help, and Baby B-Brazy was sentenced to 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole, plus 256 years to life in prison. Dominique also had her own
Like I said, everybody that y'all see in this video, I pretty much know. Rest in peace to her, but like I say, this social media shit is dangerous, you feel what I'm saying? Because, people see things about you on social media, and that could give them a certain perception of you. Like, if they see you gangbanging on social media, they see you strapped up, they see you, I don't know, fighting or bullying motherfuckers, or even disrespecting people, that they can perceive that you would do that to them. So they already got their guards up. They already on 10. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she deserved it or who was wrong in this situation. I'm really just here to watch it. You know, I want to be as respectful as possible and teach the kids out there, you know, to avoid this shit. I'm just trying to save more lives. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I'm shedding light on this story. Before it came to the internet, like I said, I had firsthand knowledge about the situation because I know everybody that was involved. I know B-Brazy. I know her brother. I know her. You feel what I'm saying? And I know the person that was accused of doing so. You feel what I'm saying? He used to come to the hood when he was a young nigga, you feel me? So I've been knowing him, you know. But I ain't even gonna shed too much light to that because, like I said, you know, I ain't trying to add to motherfucking getting more convictions or open old wounds. But this is a cautionary tale, you feel me? Because, you know, that's from what the story's saying is they were seeing on social media that she was affiliated with the Lanes. And the nigga she affiliated with, you know, B-Brazy, he got 2 life sentences. You know, it's public record what he's known for doing. You feel me? It could add a certain aura to you. Like, is you like that too? You might, I know these niggas is like that, and you always with them. You might be like that too. So nigga might feel like he got to strike first. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, motherfucker trying to protect their reputation in they hood. So ain't nobody gonna allow you to disrespect them in they hood. I wouldn't advise nobody to do so. I wouldn't disrespect no nigga up in his hood. You feel me? Unless I'm ready to go to war right then and there. You feel what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep this shit going.
Legal issues. Shortly before her death, she was sentenced to 5 years probation after her and a group of Denver Lanes attacked a group of people with a knife. Investigators were familiar with Hacienda Village and knew that it was one of the most dangerous areas in the city. The projects are claimed by a gang called the Hacienda Village Bloods, also known as HVD. The gang was founded in the 1970s and quickly became one of the most notorious gangs in the city. The gang became widely known after helping to organize the 1992 gang truce, along with the Grape Street Watts Crips, the Bounty Hunter Bloods, and the PJ Watts Crips. A study found that out of 9 of the most dangerous projects in LA, Hacienda Village was found to have the most crime. In the year 2000, Hacienda Village was renamed to Gonzague Village after a woman named Ozzie Gonzague, who was known for her community work in the area, but the projects are still widely referred to as Hacienda Village, or the Hassies for short. 2 days after the shooting, investigators arrested a member of the Hacienda Village Bloods named Darnell Kelly and charged him with Dominique's murder. He later pled not guilty, citing self-defense. The Haciendas and the Denver Lanes didn't have any issues and were on good terms, but investigators knew that the murder of someone as beloved as Dominique could put them on a warpath.
And I'm gonna just say this about that, you know, because I know a lot of niggas from the Hassies, you know, they fuck with the neighborhood I'm from. You know, you'll catch us over there in their projects, they'll be over here in our projects, you know, and you would assume something like this would cause a war. But this is just my opinion. It took some diplomatic motherfuckers, you know, it's a whole lot of understanding for this to not turn into an all-out war. Because from what I know, the Lanes and the Hassies still don't beef. You feel what I'm saying? So this is just what I think. It's either they feel like she might have been wrong in the situation and the nigga who did it was justified, or they just didn't want. They don't want to, you know, they don't need to be beefing with more Bloods, or they're going to handle it personally or something. This is my assumption. I don't know, like, what was said or how the fact that they didn't go to war about this, because you really would assume, like, this would be a war. Like, niggas ain't about to let this slide or none of that shit. But, like I said, it had to take a lot of discussion and understanding for this not to be a war. You feel me? They say the nigga... I ain't gonna say his hood name. I know his hood name, you feel me? But I think they said his name, Darnell Kelly or whatever. I guess he pled not guilty. He must have not really been in the wrong, or it was presumed that he wasn't in the wrong from the streets for them not to be beefing with the Lanes. You feel what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep this shit going.
It took a lot of conversations and things happening behind the scenes to prevent an all-out war from happening. Darnell's trial began in March of 2023. The prosecutor during the trial was a man named Timothy Richardson. Richardson described Darnell as a hot-headed gang member and said he initiated the confrontation with Christian, Precious, and Dominique. He said Darnell pulled out the gun and started giving orders, and the moment he felt challenged, he started shooting. The defense attorney was a man named Jay Keenan. He told the court that Darnell did shoot Dominique, but said he only did so because he believed she had a gun and was going to shoot him. Richardson then began calling witnesses to the stand. The first being Christian.
You know, it was a lot of talks about that, you feel me? You're going to see later in this video where, you know, she was known on social media and, you know, I think his defense pleaded that she was strapped, and even somebody that was in the car with her said she was strapped. But when they reviewed the cameras, they said they didn't see no gun. So I don't really know how that go. But like I said, I will say this. Just being a motherfucker that they think got a gun on them, that they think is disrespectful, that they think is strapped, that could cost you your life. You feel me? Because, you know, we all get reputations in these streets. I'm known for something, you know. Everybody is known for something in these streets. So when you become known for something, people are going to expect that up out of you. So if you known for being strapped, motherfucker going to assume you always strapped. If you known for shooting a motherfucker going to assume you to shoot a motherfucker. If you known for being a killer, motherfucker going to assume you will kill them. You feel me? And that would cause a motherfucker to react out of self-defense, like out of fear, whatever. I'm not saying, listen, I wasn't there. I'm not saying who was wrong, who was right. I'm giving the kids out there a cautionary tale of things that can happen. Because I be seeing a lot of young niggas, young females, they be on the internet, they be dissing these hoods, they be like, boom, they be having their straps, you feel me? They be rapping about how they like that. You know, at the end of the day, y'all putting it out there, y'all want people to perceive y'all this way, but it's consequences that come with that. If you known as a killer, and you get into it with a motherfucker, and they know you known for killing, all they gonna think is, I should strike first before they get me. You feel what I'm saying? That's the nature of it. You're gonna think that if you know a motherfucker will kill you and you got the opportunity to strike first, you're gonna strike first because your life would be in, you would feel like your life is in danger. You feel what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep this shit going.
Christian described going to the party with Precious and Dominique that night. He said everything was going well until the drinks kicked in. Christian told the court that earlier that evening, Dominique showed him a gun that she kept in her purse.
See this right here? See, this is it's a picture of her with a strap in her hand, and she dissing Hoover. You know, the Denver Lanes beef with Hoover. So, you know, if other gang members see this, they gonna be like, oh yeah, she be strapped, she gonna bust, she really on some, cause that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement, even to throw the middle finger up to your enemy's hood, but to put the strap to their fingers, that's a bold statement. That mean you really taking a risk, like you really own that. That's what you're projecting to the world, that you really like that. Is really fuck them niggas over there, and I really use this motherfucker. I'm just saying, like, I see a motherfucker taking a picture with a gun. I'm not assuming that they're not gonna use it. I'm assuming like, okay, when I see that, I get into it with them. Oh, it's on. I'm gonna have, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep this shit going.
Richardson then called Precious to the stand. Precious told the court that she and Dominique were close. She described going to the party with her and Christian. When asked if Dominique had a gun that night, Precious said no. Investigators didn't find a gun at the scene, in the car, or on Dominique's body, and none of the surveillance video showed her with the gun. Darnell took the stand and told the court that he grew up in the projects and he is a member of the Hacienda Village Bloods. He said he didn't know Dominique personally, but had seen her on social media and knew that she was from Denver Lanes. He said he didn't have any animosity towards her, and the Haciendas and Denver Lanes aren't enemies, so he didn't have a reason to target her. He admitted to always carrying a gun, knowing that he wasn't supposed to because he's a convicted felon, but said it's necessary to have one.
You see right here, he in the hood right there, my mama, his baby mama from the hood, and she stayed in the area right there, but that house that he stayed in, the house behind him, next door to it, I grew up in that house too, you feel me? My pops, my uncles and shit, that's one of the houses I grew up in, you feel me? So like I said, we know that nigga, I know him personally, you feel what I'm saying? He definitely from Hassi's, as you see, he admitted. But the most sad case about this story is that the energy wasn't even directed to her. You feel me? Initially, he was really on the motherfucker that was drinking. Like, you know, drinking, doing drugs, that shit causes problems. You feel me? It's consequences come behind that. At the end of the day, that shit poison, my nigga. That shit poison. That shit make you make bad decisions. I'm sure they always off liquor with her being able to control it more. But all it take is one motherfucker to make one mistake, and it can be costly for all of us. You feel what I'm saying? We in somebody else shit. Like, niggas ain't in these streets playing or, you know, just looking at you like a female. Like, some niggas feel like if you in these streets, you a gangbanger, like you strapped up, motherfucker gonna treat you like a nigga. They gonna handle the situation like they would a nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Just that's just how it go. That's just the nature of gangbanging, my nigga. But listen, we gonna keep this shit going.
To protect himself from rival gangs, Darnell then told the court about the night of the shooting. He said it was routine for him to go to the projects, and that night he went to the party. He noticed Christian, Precious, and Dominique were there, but he had no plans on interacting with them. Later that night, he saw Precious arguing with multiple people at the party and decided to intervene to keep things from escalating into a fight or a shooting, because that would draw unwanted attention from the police. Darnell said he approached Christian and asked him what's going on, and he replied, "Nothing right now, just trying to get her to chill out." Darnell said he started walking away, and Precious said, "I'm not going anywhere, bitch ass nigga."
See, that's a no-no right there. That's a no-no. You don't never... See, I was taught, you know, females not supposed to argue with niggas, and niggas ain't supposed to argue with females. So, if I'm dealing with a woman, like my woman, like, she not about to be arguing with no niggas. You know, let me handle that, because niggas don't really argue with niggas like that. We could be more diplomatic about it. But women, they get hostile. They start disrespecting you. You fuck you, you bitch ass nigga. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't want nobody calling me no bitch ass nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, with a female, like, you call me what? You know, we going to probably have a homegirls rusher or something. But, you know, I don't know if that's all was said. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody handle this disrespect differently, but at the same time, no one wants to be disrespected. So that's a no. You feel me? And also, if it's a nigga in the group, he did what he supposed to do. He went to holler at the nigga like, "What's up? You know, control your people." He trying to get her to calm down. You know, trying ain't good enough. You feel me? Y'all gotta have full control of y'all people. Like, somebody gotta have full control to shut shit down. Somebody gotta listen to somebody. Somebody gotta have a level head on their shoulders and be able to control their people, because you in somebody else shit. You feel me? Now, this could have been prevented if he didn't feel disrespected. You feel me? Because once you call a nigga a bitch ass nigga, we all off liquor. We all off drugs. Nigga, my homegirl's right here. Nigga, my homies right here. You think I'm finna let this shit slide? I'm just saying, like, you know, some niggas would have directed all the energy and the nigga would have got fucked up. So the nigga dodged the bullet this time, but, you know, all because of liquor and the disrespect that he felt led to this. You feel what I'm saying? It could have been prevented. Even if she wouldn't have called him a bitch ass nigga and they would have just left, you know, I'm pretty sure this situation wouldn't have turned out the way it turned out. But once you call a nigga a bitch ass nigga, and that's why we don't like to let females argue with niggas, fool, because a nigga ain't gonna just call you a bitch ass nigga unless he really ready to go there with you. He ain't gonna just say it like his words. Niggas know what come. Men know what come with calling a nigga a bitch ass nigga, a snitch, a pussy, anything with disrespect. Niggas know what come behind that, feel me? Especially in somebody else's hood. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna diss nobody in their hood, my nigga. It's just, it don't make sense to do unless I came over here with the intent to go to war. Straight up, but we gonna keep this shit going.
He replied, "Yes, you are," and then pushed her away from him. He then looked at Christian and told him to control her. Darnell said Dominique wasn't part of the initial confrontation, and he didn't have any interaction with her up to that point. A few minutes later, Dominique, Precious, and Christian started walking to their car. Darnell said he followed them to make sure they left. Christian looked back and told him they got her, while Precious continued cursing at him. He said he noticed Dominique messing.
See, and like I said, he did what he supposed to do. Your initial move supposed to be, you know, holla at the dude. Like, if that's your bitch, control your bitch, fool. On my mama, we ain't gonna allow no disrespect, nigga. Don't let your bitch disrespect me, nigga, on the set, nigga, on the hood, nigga. On Bloods, nigga, on my mama. Nigga, don't let your, nigga, on my mama, we ain't going for none of that, nigga. He he got her, but she still disrespecting him. She still, so you don't got her. Listen, this is what another one of them cautionary tales. This is for the men out there, this is for the women. For the men, control your people. Don't let the women around you disrespect no man. Teach the women around you that it's a time and a place for everything. If you in somebody else's hood, you gotta show respect. A lot of people think disrespect is gangster, and it's not. You feel what I'm saying? And when I get it from this story, it was the person that was drunk that was doing all the disrespecting. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Everybody else kind of knew the seriousness of the situation. They was trying to get her to go, but motherfucker still. And like I said, I know this person, so I know how they act off liquor. I've seen it. I've seen it, my nigga. I've seen how they act off liquor. I know this person, so this part of the story I can definitely believe to be true. I could definitely believe that the girl was drunk and got disrespectful. I've seen her get disrespectful before. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know who this Christian guy is, you feel what I'm saying? But like I said, you gotta control the females around you, fool. If you see what that nigga did to that girl Hollywood. She came, boom, boom, boom. He slapped the shit out of her. If that's what you gotta do to make it home, nigga, that's what you gotta do. If you got one of your homegirls whiffing on the nigga in the hood, like, bitch, shut the fuck up. If you gotta slap her, listen, I'm telling you how I go in the streets, because yeah, it might look wrong. Like, you put your hands on a female, you slap the female, shit. You alive though, ain't you? We made it home, you feel me? But listen, we gonna keep it going.
He stopped to talk to her for a few moments, but then he noticed that Dominique, Precious, and Christian still hadn't left. He approached them again, and Precious started cursing at him, and the two started arguing. Hollywood approached Darnell again to see what was going on, and he pushed her away and said, "Get out of my face." He told Christian they need to leave, and Dominique chimed in, saying they were about to. Darnell told her they should have already left, and the two started arguing. Darnell said he walked to the driver's side of the car, and the argument got heated. He denied pointing his gun at her and said he was actually pointing his finger at her while telling her to shut up. A few moments later, Darnell said he noticed Dominique was holding a black semi-automatic handgun by her side. She said,
"See, and this is where the situation get tricky, because, you know, like I said, if a motherfucker feel like you in they shit, you pulling out on them, like, a lot of people don't take that shit lightly about you pulling guns out on them. You feel me? That's why they say if you up it, you better bust it. You feel what I'm saying? You can't do that to people, especially in their hoods, man, especially with niggas. Like I said, I know this nigga, bro. He really, you feel what I'm saying? I ain't trying to add to his persona, but like I said, he was coming to the hood like 10, 11, one of the youngest niggas out there, thugging on my mama. Yeah, you know, and I ain't gonna say too much. Like, that nigga was out here, fool. On my mama, that nigga was out here. And like I said, like, once she entered the conversation and said something to him, like, that's why I tell my girl, listen, if I'm getting into it with a nigga, don't help me. Don't try to protect me, nothing. Like, I'm a man. Like, let me handle this shit. Because I'm going to handle this shit the right way. I don't need extra people starting arguments with motherfuckers, then they disrespect you, and once you disrespect the female I'm with, that's going to take it to a whole nother level. So let me take full control of the situation. If I got to disrespect the females I'm with to preserve our lives, that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, the nigga who they alleged was the shooter, when the broad came and hollered at him about what's going on, he slapped her and pushed her ass out the way. Like, shut the fuck up. On my mama, that's how you gotta handle shit. Some females only respond to getting slapped and telling their ass to shut the fuck up, fool. If that's what you gotta do to control the women around you, your people around you, that's what you gotta do, my nigga. On my mama, that's what you gotta do. I ain't saying who wrong or who right, but I know that how I would have handled the situation, I would have grabbed both of them bitches. I mean, let me say that. I would have grabbed both of the females and snatched them up and threw them in the car. On my mama, we out of here. Niggas is tripping. On my mama, we trying to make it to see tomorrow. But we gonna keep this shit going.
"You better back up. You better back up." And he replied, "What you gonna do?" Darnell said Christian and multiple others tried to intervene and calm the situation, but he and Dominique continued arguing. Darnell said he saw her rack the gun and believed she was about to shoot him, so he pulled his gun and shot her. He said he shot her a second time because she was still holding the gun, and he shot her a third time because she had turned towards him and he believed she was going to shoot. Keenan referred to Christian's testimony and told the court that it's not a coincidence. He said Dominique showed him a gun earlier that evening, and Darnell saying he saw her holding a gun later that night. Richardson placed.
So it is some truth in the story about her being strapped, because the person she was with got on the stand and said that she showed him a gun. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know if he did that to help the nigga out, like maybe he was from Hossies or something, but if he said he seen a gun and the nigga thought he seen her rack it up, niggas know what cocking back a strap look like. And like I said, I know these people in these situations, and you see the picture, like you see the picture that she wouldn't mind dissing her enemies and having a strap in her hand. So you know, this life and death situation, you know, the police know to shoot first and ask questions later. You feel what I'm saying? So if a motherfucker feeling threatened, it don't matter if you male or female, my nigga. If a motherfucker feel threatened by you and they want to make it home, they might just react. I'm just saying. I ain't saying it's wrong. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just telling you what it is. You don't pull a gun out, cock back a gun, threaten nobody in their hood, especially a nigga that's really from over there, really get the respect, that's really pressing the issue. He telling you to leave. He following you, telling you to leave. That mean that nigga not playing. That mean that nigga not playing. Christian talk about he got him or whatever, like, nah, snatch they ass up and throw them in the court and you drive, nigga. My mama, don't even let it look like a motherfucker cocking back a strap. You feel what I'm saying? But we gonna keep this shit going.
Surveillance video of the shooting for the court and said it clearly contradicts Darnell's claim of self-defense. He pointed out how Darnell went out of his way to confront the group and how he kept following them while yelling insults and making threats as they walked to their car. He said the video showed that Dominique wasn't armed and wasn't a threat. Richardson closed by saying that Darnell acted as if he owned Hacienda Village and could bark out orders to wherever he felt like, and because Dominique didn't give him the respect he felt he deserved, she deserved to die. Ultimately, Darnell was found guilty of murder for the death of Dominique Moore, as well as gun charges. On May 22, 2023, Darnell Kelly was sentenced to 40 years to life in prison. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
And that's gangbanging for you. Like, yeah, when the niggas say this is hood, everybody act like they run they hood. Motherfuckers treat they hood like it's theirs. Like motherfucker don't own nothing in that motherfucker. This the project. But yeah, niggas, this our shit, nigga. We run this over here. This our part of town, nigga. Mama, that's just the way gangbanging go. You know, rest in peace to her. You feel what I'm saying? And free that man. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, everybody in the streets and nobody, you know, street motherfuckers don't really wish jail on people. You know, it's supposed to be kept in the streets. So yeah, you feel what I'm saying? I know all parties except for the Christian dude up in this situation. You feel what I'm saying? But this is a cautionary tale, man. Stay away from that liquor. Stay away from that hood shit. Don't gangbang. If you're a female out here, man, stay on that pretty shit. Stay on that feminine shit. Because that's what the gangbanging niggas like anyway. Niggas like femininity from a woman. Like, you feel me? Not too many niggas like females that's gangster like them. You feel what I'm saying? There's some niggas that like that shit. But I would advise everybody, if you're not in the streets, stay up out of it. And if you are in the streets, get up out of it. You feel me? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, man. Not later, but right now. My name is Young Woo. This is On the Block News.
Based on the statistics, I never had a chance. Still I sketched a blueprint and I mapped the plan. First case crash took me in for crack rock. 54th and Duwarty, that was the crack block. Stood solid, never folded like a laptop. Trying to get to school, getting banged on at the dash stop. Can you give me a pistol is what I asked Pops. Late nights walking through the ops on Ascot. Really repping for the team like a mascot. Doing stupid shit, I could've really got my ass shot. Second charge that I caught was a gun case. Got bail money, I ain't got a fundraise. Still remember being broke with a fun day. Overground cause debts can't go unpaid. So I'm serving like way to serve lunch trade. The 2 doors a Challenger, not a Mustang. Chop them down like a barber, it was one phase. Cameras everywhere, we gon' flush it if they come raid. Nigga on the block like when crack first hit. If I'm feeling iffy, then my gag gon' spit. I am not a rapper, I don't cap about shit. Dope boy, state of mind, I'm a trap till I'm rich. I be outside like when crack first hit.